why do I even watch this nerdy guy? He just assumes I know how to buy cryptocurrency and get into stuff. Like, where do I get SCP? How do I do this? Where do I trade it? I don't know. I wish he would chose this once, because I can't figure this out for the life of me. Screw it. I'm done.
Nerdy dude stuff.
For those of you keeping track at home, today's beer of the day is brought to you by Hourglass Brewing out of Longwood, Florida. This is called 2 Million Bees.
Not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
Double IPA. This is a double dry hopped IPA, New England style, made with orange blossom honey. This has a nice, dry, hoppy, straightforward, kick you in the mouth feel with a slightly syrupy from the honey orange blossom mouthfeel to it, but that has a really nice glide towards the back of your throat. Sitting at 8.2% alcohol by volume. If you're not big into hops or double dry hopped IPAs, I would probably get some training wheels before working our way into this one. I enjoy this because of how bitter and hoppy it is, and I give this a 4.25 out of 5. Cheers to you guys.
Bink! What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video about SCP and the Xaminer. Not really about the Xaminer, but if this is your first time on the channel, please take a moment to consider subscribing, turning on the bell notification, liking this video. Now, some of you guys that have been following me for quite some time, thank you very much, know that I really don't do a lot of how-to videos or stuff like that. When we talk about projects and we talk about things, we kind of already have the assumption that there's a base knowledge of how to get into cryptocurrency, how to exchange it, how to buy it, how to sell it, how to trade it, how to do all that stuff. So that's why a lot of our videos have that vlog style journal mentality, because we just jump into it. But one thing I've realized, especially being a big part of the SCP community, something that I noticed at hanging out at NAB 2022 and talking to a lot of people that were getting attention to the booth because of blockchain and cryptocurrency and stuff, don't know how to purchase crypto, and a lot of people have been asking me how to get in. I talk to a lot of people from some family and friends that always give me a call, and I do a little bit of consulting with them, because I'm not a financial advisor, but I will teach someone how to set up their first cryptocurrency wallet purchase off of Coinbase. Yes, we're going to be talking about Coinbase. I'll tell you why in a minute. But I don't really have that go-to video to guide or direct them to, and that's what this video is going to be. Now, I do say we're talking about Coinbase because at the end of the day, if I was to teach this to someone or explain it like I'm talking to a 5-year-old, Coinbase is the easiest and most convenient way, in my opinion, to get someone brand spanking new into it. You can download the Coinbase app, you can do your PayPal, you can do your bank account, boom, you can have your first chunk of crypto within minutes versus, going through and exchanging in Bitcoin machines or live, blah, blah, blah. So in my opinion, that's the easiest way. Yes, you pay a little bit more fees, but you pay for the convenience factor. So that's what we are going to be showing. And we are going to then take you step by step into getting and exchanging into your first SCP, since a lot of people that are inspiring this video are in the SCP community and don't know how to get it. So, because they don't have Xaminers or they don't have Juicy Miners and they're not mining it, but they do want to grab it, hold on to it, because this token is going to be phenomenal. I just know it. So, without further ado, let's jump over to the computer screen and give my best interpretation of a step-by-step. I have to go I have to go spray my ribs. We're doing some ribs on the smoker, so I want to go ahead and get that done. But let's jump over to the computer screen and go from there. Hey, hi, down here now. So, we are going to be talking about, as you know, purchasing your cryptocurrency and then trading yourself into SCP. So we have to do a couple of things of research first, and you can take this with any cryptocurrency that you're interested in. You go on to coinmarketcap.com, you go up to your token. For example, we have SCPrime, and if you want to know where you can acquire that token or trade, if you're just really getting into this, you're not familiar with like Uniswap or PancakeSwap on the Binance chain or anything like that, and you just want to go into a centralized exchange kind of scenario, which you do want to tread carefully because you don't technically own your crypto. And if you get the crypto on that exchange, immediately pull it out to a wallet. Like I had the SCPrime wallet pulled up, and then my computer crashed in the second time recording this. But then you want to transfer yourself to like a cold wallet or a storage wallet or anything like that. That way you have your crypto and you get it off the exchange in case they suffer a hack. Unfortunately, sometimes they do get not doxed, but sometimes they do get oh my God, like DDoSed and hacked and all that. So you want to get your assets off as soon as possible. So you go to coinmarketcap.com, you pull up your crypto of choice, SCPrime once again. We click on market right here, and this is going to show you everywhere and what trading pairs you can trade for that cryptocurrency. So right here, we have SCP is tradable on Southxchange at on a pairing of Bitcoin and a pairing of USDT. But if we jump over to Southxchange right here, we see we have our asset, and it's hearted because we really enjoy SCP. We go over to trade, and we do see that there is actually trading pairs more here for BTC, Ethereum, LTC, and of course the USDT. So you want to keep those 4 cryptos in mind when you're actually getting the crypto to get this. Right now, we're just going to go over trading on Bitcoin, which you can do the same with the other 3. So you're going to click on the link in the description below if you don't have a Coinbase account. The only reason why I'm shilling that to you right now is because when you buy $100 worth of cryptocurrency, you're going to get an additional $10. Now I'm going to get $10 because you used my link. You're welcome. So if you want to get yourself some cryptocurrency, you click on that link, you sign up for your Coinbase account, you link your PayPal, your bank account, or however you want to get that asset. And then once you're all set and everything's live and good to go, you're going to go up here into the top corner and you're going to hit buy. And then once you're in the buy screen, you're going to be able to select the asset you want to purchase. So right here, you can see that we could purchase Bitcoin with our PayPal. And so you're going to want to put in a minimum of $100. And then you will do preview buy, which we're not going to do because we don't want to buy a Bitcoin right now. Although it's pretty low, but it might get a little bit lower. It's under 29. It's at 29,000 right now. But you can do buy or Ethereum if you want to do that as well. You hit preview buy. We'll hit preview buy. After you hit the preview buy, PayPal, it's going to go pretty quick. If you do your bank account, I believe you'll get half of your currency. I haven't done $100 transactions, but I've done $1,000 transactions. It gives me usually half now and like half within 3 days, so I can trade on half. But you'll see right here, $100 in Bitcoin. The Coinbase fee is going to be about 3.75. You know, I mean, mathematically right there, I'm looking at maybe like 3.8%. So if you want a little bit more, it's going to total $100. So I would do a little bit more than $100, so that way you get your purchase amount and it covers the fee. You do buy now, and then you're going to have access to that, especially if you do it on PayPal. If you do it on your bank account, it's going to take a couple of days. So after that, let's say imaginary, we now have our Bitcoin, it's in our account. So we'll just pretend right here, like we're just going to click on Algorand. There's really no reason to, but you have your cryptocurrency. It's good to go. Ooh, everyone's buying Algorand. It's good to go. You're good to trade. What you're going to want to do is then go and make yourself a Southxchange account, or if you're doing any other cryptocurrency on any other exchange like KuCoin or MEXC or Binance, if you're outside the US and don't have a US.Binance, you're going to then select the cryptocurrency that you have purchased. So we have Bitcoin here. We created our account and we want to deposit that $100 of Bitcoin into our account. So then we hit deposit. Once we go into deposit, it's going to say blah, 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 blah. We're going to grab our address. And then this is our Bitcoin address right here. You can go ahead and either highlight it, copy it, or you can hit the little copy button over here. I like to copy it 3 or 4 times because you need to be very clear. Any wrong digit here will screw up your transaction. You could potentially lose all your Bitcoin that you just purchased, or Ethereum, or whatever token. So you want to make sure, like, just if you're anal like me, I copy it 3 or 4 times. And then we are going to go back to Coinbase up here, and we can click on the send and receive right above my head. And we will have the send option, and it's going to pull up the cryptocurrencies and our choices. We will then go through the list and say we are going to send Bitcoin. Right here in the address where it's going to, I'm going to paste the address. I'm going to double check the address. See, it has 36, starts with 36 and ends with 3V. That's good enough for me to verify. Starts with 36, ends with 3 lowercase v. Come back here. Now, since we don't have any right now, but if we had the $100 worth, we can do 100 or whatever our maximum is, and then the continue button will be live. You hit continue, and if you have your security set up, it might do a 2-factor authentication check for you. You do confirm that, and then you wait for your transaction to complete. Once you see the transaction completed on Coinbase, it'll then come back here into Southxchange, where we are in our wallet. And then you will see a pending transaction coming in, pending on the confirmations of the network and the blockchain to get through. Give yourselves like 35 minutes. Go have a beer, go to the bathroom, watch an episode of Rick and Morty or something. Come back, your Bitcoin will be deposited in your account. Now, Once you have your Bitcoin, you can do a couple of things. This is the shortcut mode right here. Since I have SCP, I went into the search under wallets right here. I type in SCP, it's gonna pull up my SCP. What I did is I clicked on the little heart over here, and I do that on most of the exchanges where I do trade cryptocurrencies a lot, so other ones will see AVAX on like MEXC and Planet on MEXC, but I don't really love Planet, but I favored it just so I can have access to it. But we do that just because we like to do the minimum right here, show only the hearted. You also have the opportunity to go right here and you can hide your zero balance. So if you have $100 in Bitcoin coming in, it's gonna then hide everything else. It doesn't have any balance, and it's gonna pull your Bitcoin up. As you see right here, it pulls up my IBH token. So that's a shortcut there. Since I've got SCP favorited, I can then go over here to trade, and I'm going to trade it on the SCP Bitcoin trading pair, or I can go up to market, which will be the tabs up here. You go back to the home base or the home page or whatever you want, and then you can make sure you're in the Bitcoin trading pair because you know it's going to be Bitcoin for SCP or even Ethereum to SCP. And then you can see right here, Ethereum SCPrime. So Bitcoin, then what you do, since there's a lot there, you can search SCP, and it's going to pull up that trading pair for you right here. And then you're going to click on it, and then you are going to see, am I in the way? I'll put myself right up here. Hey, I'm right here now. So then you're going to see here your purchase and your sell screen. It'll say how much Bitcoin you have available right here. You can go here. The top orders are the selling orders, and this is how much people are selling SCP for. And the bottom orders are the buying orders. So right now there is a price difference of the highest person offering to buy is at 14.79, and the lowest selling offer right now is at 14.94. If you are just someone that wants instant gratification, you've got two options. You can either do a market price, click right here, put in that you want to spend all your Bitcoin, and then hit buy SCP, and that's just going to buy whatever the market is. If you're someone that's patient and you're good in trading, you could sit here and go, okay, well, I don't really want to get it for this price, 14.79 Satoshis. I kind of want to buy in the 1400 range. So then what you can do is either click on the 1400, which will click to sell, but you see it'll board in the price that you want to get that SCP, and then you put in your maximum amount of Bitcoin, you hit buy SCP with Bitcoin, and then you're going to see that you now have a purchase order for 1400 Satoshis. And then once that completes, and you'll see like a little blip or a little star or something, or like it highlighted in blue, knowing that that's your purchase order, and then you can watch that throughout the day. And if you are going to do a purchase order that's lower than here, walk away again. Unless the coin's trading like then you're going to see the purchase order go up and then down, then down, then low, then up, and then finally it'll complete through. So that's if you don't mind being patient or waiting a little bit longer. Now, once that transaction's all done and all kaput, we're going to go to our wallet, and this is where we want to withdraw our SCP. I am going to actually pull up my SCPrime wallet, and boop. And I'll show you guys how to do that here as well. So now we are going to our actual SCPrime wallet, and we are going to get our SCPrime address, and we are going to transfer, remember, using our imaginations, because I'm not doing any crypto. I don't have any crypto right now that I'm doing this transaction with, but we are going to let that SCPrime wallet open. We are going to go back to our asset. So if we're in our wallet up here, we can go, hide zero balance, because now you're going to have SCP, and then it's going to pull up here so you don't have all that kerfuffle there, but we're going to do show the hearts because that's where our SCP is going to be. So we are going to then enter our thingamabloops. It's going to load this up for us. See if we can just get it. Okay, so now what we do is we have our wallet, and you can do this with any cryptocurrency or wherever you want to send your tokens, very similar to sending the Bitcoin from Coinbase to the Southxchange. We go to our wallet here, and this is where my ignorance comes through. We're going to go to receive our SCP. We are going to previous addresses that we have used for this. We can copy it, or you can generate a new address for a new transaction. It's whatever you want to do. So that's how we're going to receive it. You're going to copy, whatever times you want to do it. You're going to hit withdraw right here back on Southxchange, and then that's going to take you to your asset where you can then do that transfer, very similar to when we sent the Bitcoin from Coinbase to Southxchange. So let's give that just a second here. might give me, okay, so now that we have that open, now right here, we want to then paste our address that we want to receive our SCP. We then put in, let's say we bought 1,000 SCP. Well, if it's sitting around 50 cents, it's probably, you know, when we did $100 worth of 40 cents, it's probably about 250 SCP is in that range that we're going to get. And then you put in that much, and then you hit withdraw, and then whatever two-factor authentication setup security you have, you then go through and approve that, whether it's through the Google Authorize or the send your email and your phone a text message, a code to your email and to your phone number. You put those both in, the transaction goes through. You will then see on the screen, if you go to movements or transfers or anything like that, you can see some activity here, and then you will see the actual confirmations go through. After a few minutes, my SCPrime wallet just closed down on me, or did I hide it? Did it hide? No, it's right here. Okay. So we'll pull that back up, and after a few minutes, you will see SCPrime now in your balance if that's the way that you go. So right here, then you will be able to see transactions with, you know, what you have come in, what you have go out, and then you will have that balance up here in your wallet, and you are good to go. Anywho, that's going to do it for me today, guys. A little bit different flavor there with the educational video on the how-to. I think I've done one of these a long time ago, and I mean, I have fun doing them. And so hopefully you guys share this with someone that wants to learn how to purchase crypto, even if they just don't want to, they want Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin and just to leave it in Coinbase. That's how they can do it. If they want to go onto an exchange, that's how you make the trade. So very cut and dry there. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you already know all this information, you're still watching, thank you very much for being here. Otherwise, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, leave comments, all that good YouTube stuff. I'm O'Prius, and we'll see you guys next time. Oh, hey guys. We also stream over on Twitch, so if you want to hang out and join us, link in the description. You can follow us, twitch.tv/nerdydudestuff1. Really love to see you guys over there. And also other social media information is in the description of this video. So we'll see you guys next time.